Finding and managing investors means sending regular communications, usually via email. Note Rules now offers the ability to send campaigns to your contacts.
Setting up your campaigns requires just a few minutes. The first time through it, it may be a bit confusing, so we will go through the steps slowly during this video. After you've done it a couple of times, you'll see how simple it really is. Today, we're going to create a sample campaign that sends a series of messages to potential investors. There will be 3 messages sent once per week. Anytime you add an investor to this campaign, they will start receiving these messages. The setup is broken into 4 areas, and we use applications in Note Rules to configure each of these areas. These areas are steps, which is the content of what they will receive, lists, which is who will receive the messages, campaigns, which is a collection of what to send to whom and when, and then settings, which are global settings that affect how your campaigns run. Steps define a single message. To create a step, click the Add Step button, then enter a name that means something to you that you'll remember, a type, select the type of the message, then enter the content. This is the body of your message. And then finally, for emails, we need to enter a subject line. This field is not used for other types of messages. In the content section, we support keyword replacement. These keywords allow dynamic replacement of content as the message is being prepared. Supported keywords are first name, which inserts the contact's first name, last name, which inserts the contact's last name, signature, which inserts your signature. We'll cover that in the settings item later. And then unsubscribe, which inserts a link that will ensure the contact no longer receives messages. Lists define who will receive the messages. You can configure this in your contacts by setting contact type and tags. So creating a list, we click the Add List button, create a name that means something to us. Each contact can be categorized into a contact type. These are useful to group vendors, investors, leads, etc. into different groups. A list can be sent to any number of contact types. As an example, let's say you want all of your investors to get a series of messages from me. Simply select investor in the list's contact type field. Sometimes the list of people you want to contact are unique and cross many contact types. In this case, you can specify tags. Tags are set by entering a descriptive text in the tags field in the list item. Then any contact that has that text in their tags field will receive this campaign. As an example, let's say you want to send messages to everyone that signs up for your newsletter. Add newsletter to the tags field in the list, and then any contact that has that newsletter in their tags will receive this campaign. Once you kick off your campaign, any contact that meets the criteria in this list will start receiving the campaign. Like we said before, campaigns are used to configure what gets sent to whom and when. We start by clicking the green Add Campaign button, enter a name that means something, and then click Save Campaign. A campaign can have up to 10 actions. For each action, we select a step to send, and we specify how many days after the start of the campaign this action will be received. Note that for each action, the message will be sent this number of days after either start date or the date that the contact qualified to be on the list, whichever is later. Also note that multiple actions can be sent on the same day. Finally, set the campaign to active. If there were any setup errors, you'll be notified in the comments window. In order to have the signature keyword replacement work, we need to create a signature setting. Start by clicking on Add Setting, entering a name like signature that will mean something to you. Change the type to signature. And then for each row that you would like to have in your signature in your message, you enter a new item in the setting values below. So there are 7 values that you can enter. Each value will be replaced with a single line in your signature. As an example, you could set value 1 to thank you, comma, leave value 2 blank, and set value 3 to Mickey Mouse, then when this message is prepared, it will show up as 3 lines. The first with thanks, comma, the second will be blank, and the third will be Mickey Mouse. Let's go over some typical usages for campaigns. A very common usage is a weekly newsletter. This might be used for note investment tips. In order to set up this type of newsletter, simply create a campaign with a single action that runs on day 0. Set your start date, set the campaign to active, you're good to go. Another common campaign type is a series of messages. Maybe you want to keep investors informed, or you want to send out some note education messages, or maybe some investment tips. In this usage model, you would put in 1 or more actions, each action running after a specified number of days. Another common usage is to broadcast messages out to a group of people. Perhaps you want to send out a Thanksgiving or a Christmas message, or you've got something new to offer and you want people to know about it. You would put in 1 or more actions in your configuration, specifying when each action runs, set the start date, and you'd be good to go. So I've explained how campaigns work and how to set them up. If you have any questions, reach out to us at noterules.com/contact. Thank you so much.